Hey guys, welcome back to Saturday Night Sit Down, where we talk about love, marriage, money, and everything in between. I'm your host, Tammy Pinnock. If this is your first time of joining me, you are very, very welcome. And for those of you that keeps coming back every weekend, guys, you are the best. Thank you so, so much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, guys, please consider subscribing and join the family so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. And also, guys, do not forget, if you like my content, do not forget to give me the thumbs up by hitting the like button. Okay, guys, on today's episode, I'm talking on the topic 8 types of men to avoid. 8 types of men to avoid. So, without wasting your time, guys, let's dive right in. Welcome back, guys. Now, I know that I've been away for a long time. I haven't uploaded anything for a couple of weeks, maybe months now, just because I've been really, really busy with family life and uni life. So busy, so I have not been able to to upload regularly, but I will be fully back by the end of July. So guys, bear with me. Okay, now straight into the topic for today: 8 types of men to avoid. 8 types of men to avoid. Now, the first category of men that you need to avoid as a lady is Mr. Broke and Lazy. Mr. Broke and Lazy. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I didn't just say Mr. Broke, because there are so many guys that for some reason or the other they end up being broke for a short period of time. With all the pandemic and everything that is going on, so many people has lost their job, so some people has got no job. So of course those set of people will be broke at some point in their life, and as a woman or as a wife or as a partner, you're supposed to support your partner or your husband through that period of time till they find something else to do. But the type of guy I'm talking about here is Mr. Broke and Lazy. These are the type of guys that they don't want to do anything. They sleep all night, and you get up in the morning, you go to work, they're still in the bed sleeping when you leave for work. You come back in the evening, they're sitting in the couch with the remote control watching Netflix all day. Mr. Broke and Lazy doesn't have time to go out and look for a job. Mr. Broke and Lazy doesn't even want to go on the internet to even browse for a job or think outside the box of things that he can do to to generate fund. Mr. Broke and Lazy just wants to sit at home, sleep, eat, and watch TV. Mr. Broke and Lazy is not a guy that you should associate yourself with. Trust me, ladies, you're going to end up hurting yourself in the relationship, because you will find out that at the end of the day, you are working yourself out just to make sure that Mr. Broke and Lazy is okay. You're going to end up buying Mr. Broke and Lazy clothes. You're going to end up cooking for Mr. Broke and Lazy. You're going to end up picking up his pieces. You're going to literally end up being the man. And God did not design us women to be men. We are supposed to be supporters. We're supposed to help our partners, help our husbands, and not carry the financial burden of the man. So you don't want to associate yourself with a guy, associate yourself with a guy that is not ready to do anything with his life and just sits at home all day watching TV, sleeping, and eating. You don't want to go into a relationship with a guy like that. Okay, now the number two category of men that you don't want to associate yourself with is Mr. Go with the flow. Yeah, Mr. Go with the flow is the type of guy that it comes around you, and it doesn't want any type of commitment. It just wants to go with the flow. Let's just go with the flow and see how things play out. No, Mr. Go with the flow only wants one thing from you, and it's to get into your cookie jar. Mr. Go with the flow just wants to dip his ugly hands into your cookie jar and taste some of your cookies and see how you taste, if he likes it or not. Okay, so you don't want to associate yourself with Mr. Go with the flow. When you're young, you're exploring. If you want to, well, but when you are above certain age as a woman and you really want to settle down, Mr. Go with the flow is not the kind of guy that you want to associate yourself with. A man should be able to know what he wants from the onset of that relationship. A man knows what he wants when they see it. They don't have to go into your cookie jar. They don't have to test the cookie jar first to know that, okay, this is sweet enough, I like this cookie. No. When they see what they want, they know what they want. So when a guy comes and say, oh, you know what, let's just go with the flow, the relationship, you know, is early days, let's just go with the flow, just know that that man is not a serious type of man, and you don't want to associate yourself with men like that. Okay. Number 3 types of men you don't want to associate yourself with, or you want to avoid, are Mr. Mommy's boys. Yes, Mr. Mommy's boys. And when I say Mommy's boys, I don't mean, you know, a guy that has a good relationship with their mom, a guy that you know, loves their mom. No, these are the type of guys that, you know, can't do anything on their own. They can't make any decisions on their own. They always have to run everything by their moms. So you find out that even when it comes to their relationship, they want their mom, you know, to give a go ahead of the type of women that they go out with. You find this type of men, when they meet a woman, a lady, they always go to their mom and want that, you know, go ahead. Okay, I like this one. That those type of men, you don't want to associate yourself with them, because trust me, ladies, if a man cannot stand, you know, by his decision, if a man cannot set boundaries, you know, between mom and girlfriend, or between mom and wife, then there's going to be a problem. You will find out that you will end up fighting mom for the rest of your life, and the man will always take sides with the mom, because he will always say, oh, but she's my mom, she doesn't mean any harm. And you know, listen guys, I have a mom. There are great moms out there, but there are some moms, and this is fact, there are some moms that they are so scared of women coming around their boys, because they feel that all the love and attention that they get from their sons or from their boys, this lady will take control of all the love and affection. They feel that they're going to lose their sons to the ladies, so they're very possessive. They want to be inside your relationship. They want to control everything that goes on in your relationship. They want to take literally full control of your relationship. You don't want to associate yourself with mommy's boys, because you are going to have problems in that relationship. Okay. But 4 type of man that you want to avoid or stay far away from is Mr. Fake Christian. Yes, ladies, you heard me right. Mr. Fake Christian. This type of men know that most ladies, you know, now wants, you know, a God-fearing man. So they go to church not with the intention of going to find God. They go to the church with the intention of going to look for a woman. So they are predators, and they know that they can find their prey easily in the house of God. So this type of men come to church and they pretend to be, you know, born again Christians. You see them in the choir department. You see them in the ushering department. You see them in the protocol department. Some are even prayer warriors. They are really, you know, deeply into, you know, things that are going on in the church, very committed to the things of the church. And this type of men, you know, they can easily be sleeping with 3, 4, 5, 6 women in the church, and none of those women will even know that this man is sleeping with other women in the church. They come out, you know, when they come and propose to you, they will tell you, you know, God has told them that you are the one, and you know, but we have to keep everything quiet till the you know, till the Holy Spirit gives us a go ahead. And they go around and mess, you know, they mess up all the ladies in the church. Now, how can you tell, or how can you know that this is Mr. Fake Christian? It's so easy. Do not go by, you know, what they say. Do not go by what you see, you know, their physical appearance, their physical, what they present to you or what they present to the church. Don't go by that. Go by their actions. Okay? Go by their actions. By their actions, you will know if they are true Christians or fake Christians. For example, if your well-devoted man in the church, you know, approaches you and tells you, oh, God said you are his wife, that you guys should pray about it, and then you can say, okay, fine, let's pray about it, we can be friends for now, and let's see what the Holy Spirit says. Okay, now you go and visit Mr. Fake Christian, and thinking that this is a real committed child of God. You go and visit him, and then all of a sudden it starts touching you inappropriately, and he wants to kiss you, and he wants to have sex with you, and he tells you, oh, it's all right because this is holy sex. Yeah. Actions. So straight away you will know that Mr. Fake Christian is only after your cookies. Is not a true Christian. Okay, I give you an example. I remember years back when I was still waiting on the Lord for a life partner, and then somebody introduced me to this guy, a Christian, really spirit filled Christian, speaking in tongues like no man's business. And then when we met, I was a Sunday school teacher in my church. He was a Sunday school teacher in his church, and also he was a protocol, one of the protocol guys. He's always with the pastor. And then when we met, right from when I came out, when we got into the car, before he started, all touchy and trying to touch me, and I was like, get your filthy hands off my body, brother. You're not supposed to be touching me. It's inappropriate. It was like, oh, I'm so excited to see you. And when we got to his house, oh, that was all he wanted to do. Just touch me. And I told him, guy, now back off. Back off. What would your pastor say? What would the people that you teach say? You're touching me. It's inappropriate. It's not a Christian, a Christ-like character. So immediately I knew that this guy is Mr. Fake Christian. Red flag. And that was the end of that relationship. Okay. So you can easily, suss them out by their actions and not by their words. Okay. Number 5 type of friend that you want to avoid and stay far away from is Mr. Married but not happy. Okay, we see them all the time. I'm married, they come to you, and they come to you, they tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna be open with you because I don't want, to start this relationship based on a lie. I am married. However, I am not happy. I am miserable. I want to divorce my wife. I don't love my wife. And you foolishly, you fall prey for that. Stay far away from men like this. Ladies, trust me. Mr. Married but not happy is happily married. Okay? Is happily married. All he wants to do is get into your cookie jar. Men loves to test different type of cookies. Some wants to taste brown cookies. Some wants to taste chocolate cookies. Some wants to taste white cookies. So men like this are just after your cookie and nothing else. They tell you they play on your emotion by telling you they are married, they're trying to get out of the marriage, they are not happy, they're just trying to sort things out because of the kids that are involved and all of that rubbish. And if you fall prey for this type of men, trust me, you're going to end up hurting yourself. You're going to get so emotionally attached into that relationship, and you find out that you'll be the one hurting in the end. The man will never leave his wife. Okay, if a man is not happily married, is in a marriage that is not happy, let him sort out his house. Tell him to put his house in order. Let him sort out himself, and then you can have that conversation when he is legally divorced. Okay, don't go into a relationship with a married man. You shouldn't be in a relationship with a married man in the first place, especially if you are a Christian. If you call yourself a Christian, you should not be dealing with married men. You should not be having relationships with married men. Okay, run away from men that are married. They're just going to use you. Some are just going to use you, as the side chick. When they have a misunderstanding with their wives, they come to you and, unwind and enjoy themselves, and you cook for them, you give them sex, you give them everything they want, and then they're back home with their wives and their family, and you are alone in the cold winter night. You are alone in your bed sleeping, and you cannot even call this man when he's at home. So what is the point? You can't call his phone. He's the only one that can call you on his terms. So you are just a side chick. He's just enjoying your cookie jar for nothing. He's not going to leave his wife for you. He loves his wife, and that is why he's still in that relationship. Okay, if the man tells you that he loves you so much that he's just in the relationship to sort things out, he needs more time, then let him sort out his mess. And when it's legally divorced, it can come back and you guys can revisit that conversation. Okay. And number 6 type of man that you want to avoid is a man that does not respect his mom or his sisters. This is a big red flag, ladies. If you're dating a man that does not respect his mom or his sisters, it simply tells you that that man will not have respect for you as a woman. Okay. When a man respects his mom, when a man treats his mom with respect and treats his sisters, be it older sister or younger sister, with respect, you know that that man will treat you the same way. So if you go to a man's house and the sister is talking and all of a sudden he just, slaps the sister and says, shut up, I'm talking, you're talking. Or you go to a man's house, and the mom is talking to him and he just tells her, oh, don't worry about her, let's go into the bedroom. Know straight away that that man is not going to respect you as a woman. And if you see a man raise his hand on his sister or even on a random lady on the street, you know that one day that man is also going to do the same to you. It just simply tells you that that man has got no respect for women in general. You want to avoid men like that. Okay. But 8th type of man to avoid is a man that has anger issues. A man that gets provoked easily. You don't want to associate yourself with men like that, because those kind of men has the potential of raising their hands at you. If a man gets easily provoked, for example, you went to, he took you out to a restaurant and maybe something happens, the waiter is taking too long, and you see this man, shouting at the waiter, and it can be a waiter or a waitress. You see this man just shouting because of food, because the food is, taking time, and you see him, throwing tantrum and shouting at the waiter or the waitress. Or maybe somebody bumped into him accidentally as you guys are walking on the street, and you see him just, flip and start shouting and almost start fighting. Be careful of men like that. You do not want to associate yourself with men like that. Stay far away from men that has anger issues and can easily be provoked. Let them go and sort out their self. There are different classes, anger management classes that they can go to and seek help. The help is out there. Let them sort out their anger issues before you get, entangled with them. Because trust me, ladies, if you fall into the hands of a man that is easily, provoked, is going to end up beating the hell out of you one day. Okay? And finally, guys, before we go into number 8, please, guys, do not forget, if you like my content, do not forget to hit the like button. Okay? So finally, number 8 type of man that you want to avoid and stay far away from is a man that is always asking to borrow money from you. Okay? You are in a relationship and every time he asks you for money, oh, can you lend me this? I'll pay you back tomorrow. Can you lend me that? I'll pay you back at the end of the month. And he never pays back. You don't want to have anything to do with a guy like that. Or a man that takes you out on your first date, or whenever he takes you out, when it's time to pay, he will tell you, oh, can you pay, please? I forgot my wallet. And, they come up with all these reasons why, excuses how they forgot their wallet at home. Oh, I forgot my wallet in the car. Some will say, oh, I forgot my wallet in the other jacket that I had. Oh, please, can you pay? And I will reimburse you later. And they will never do. Those kind of men are players. They know exactly what they are doing. Most men like that, they always go for, single moms. They do. They know how to prey on single moms. They go for single moms and they rip you of the little money that you have to look after yourself and your children. So when you meet a guy that is always, you meet a guy today, within a week, there's a problem. They come up with these crazy stories and say, oh, my mom is sick, my car had an accident, my truck, this, my business, oh, I need to borrow some money. I'll sort it out at the end of the month and I'll pay you back. Red flag. Avoid men like that. They're just out to suck you dry. And trust me, men like that does not only just have you as a girlfriend, they have numerous women. that they go around collecting money, playing, on their emotions and ripping them dry. So avoid these types of men. Okay, guys, that's it from me today. Next week, I'll be talking about, the types of ladies you should stay far away from. So, guys, do not be offended. Wait till next week where I will be talking about the types of ladies as well that you as a guy should avoid or stay far away from. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for taking your time, spending your time with me on my channel. I really do appreciate it. If you like my content, like I said, guys, do not forget to give me a thumbs up by hitting the like button. That's it from me today. Till next week Saturday, I remain your host, Tammy Pinnock. Bye for now. Bye. Let it go, make my body go, make our bodies high.